The question was how to do the white belt ankle lock. Well, as a white belt, what ankle lock should you do first? Which one would probably get you the most mileage, and what one would you see the most opportunity to get? I'll pass this to Nelson.
So, first thing is the way, at least here we teach the ankle lock, is a lot of emphasis on folding the foot and attacking the side of the foot with the ankle lock, instead of like the traditional way was like up and down, and we're attacking like the top of the foot here.
The real beefy part of the foot.
Yeah, we're attacking the ligaments here. So since we're attacking the ligaments, I really want to put emphasis on folding the foot and putting pressure. So as I do this, right, I'm gonna get my ankle lock. Foot position does not matter too much, but what I want to emphasize is one, hand positioning, getting all the way back here. So I'm gonna slide until I feel his heel. Once I have that, I'm gonna put my elbow on the ground. I'm gonna drive my hips in so they're behind his knee. Now I can pinch here. Now my elbow's on the ground. As my elbow's on the ground, I'm just gonna start turning it. I'm trying to get my elbow as far back as I can. Once I feel like I can't put my elbow back anymore, I'm gonna put my shoulder down. And now I apply the pressure. And then that makes it feel like Matt's ankle is gonna come off.
Yes.
Right?
Think of how you roll your ankle when you take a funny step off the curb. It's not because you made your foot go too far in the normal straight line. It's because you rolled on the side of your foot.
And then that was good pressure because you have like a gi imprint on your foot.
Yeah.
Already.
After you drill this for a bit, you'll get the weave imprinted on your foot.
And then as far as like the most mileage you can get as a white belt, I really like teaching tripod ankle locks. So my foot is here. I'm driving to his knee, putting my forehead on the ground. If you feel like your neck cannot do that, you just put your hand down and like reinforce here, or you can put your forearm down and just put your forehead where your wristwatch would go. Now from here, same thing. I'm keeping my hand high and driving my elbow up, and now I'm gonna drive my hips down.
Tap.
And pressure back here. And same story. I'm getting that foot to just fold.
The difference will be when you're doing the one where you have the ground under you, when you're laying on your side, the ground is what sandwiches the foot between the ribs, and that gives you the roll. So when he's doing this one, we're not gonna call it belly down. People call it belly down, but
Tripod.
his tripod, he's on his head and his knees. If you go belly down, it doesn't work actually. There's not a lot of tension in it. But it will, if you just sit there cranking on it with the elbow out, it's like becomes that issue of you're just going like this to the foot, like someone putting the gas on their car. Like that's not going to hurt them. He's going to roll that elbow back, and then that will roll my foot around. And you can't see down underneath there when he's in the tripod, but you did see he had one hand over here, meaning he's usually doing it one-handed. And the key there is just having that strong, not even like muscular strong, just like being in a proud posture, like you're posing for.
So then this
the portrait.
drives your arm gets behind your ribs. So now as you put pressure backwards, your ribs are pushing this way, and then the foot is bending because the ribs are here and my arm's back here. So if I have a bad posture here, then I don't have the positioning. But the moment I do this, and then I'm here and I pull this back, now you see the fall starts to happen.
Yeah.
And I think the biggest mistake is like I'm creating pressure. My hands are gonna have a tendency to start sliding down to relieve that pressure. So I have to make sure I keep my hand high here as I do this. Whatever pressure I create stays on the tissues I'm trying to attack here.
Mm-hmm. And you'll see that too if you lay back real quick. Let's say I'm doing the ankle lock. When people are doing it and they fall back and they keep looking at the person, and their shoulders are forward of their chest and their elbow is forward of if you drew a line through the side of your body, it's forward of that. So they're here like, you're gonna tap, like looking for confirmation, instead of, Nelson said, pulling that elbow back until you can fall on your side. Yeah, he's squinting already just from me rolling my ribs. And then even then you can get where you're like, you're gonna tap. But if you go proud chest, look away,
That's super tight.
and you're just like, disrespect. You just turn your body, that will roll that foot around your ribs even more, because you're gonna make sure you're not sitting here looking at him hunched over, but you're rolling yourself back, turning yourself and bringing this elbow like you're gonna touch it to the back of your ribs. So focus on the mechanics of the finish, and then what would you say, just like a good starter, like place to grab it? Just anytime someone's laying here.
Yeah, anytime, let's say I'm here, like this foot ends up on top of your thigh, then you here, and then we can go, boom, right into it. And then like, you're able to rewind back pretty well.
Yeah, that's what's good about this one is you don't actually fall down for it. A lot of times people learn the ankle lock as a falling back move, and then that's where you get where like a wipeout falls back and then they get mounted because the person just rides up on you. Whereas when Nelson did that one, he went lower and turned, but he didn't actually fall down. He's actually based out, so I can try to climb up on him, and if he doesn't like it or he can't finish it, he just turns back into me, and he never really stopped passing my guard, actually. He's still kind of in a knee staple, cross knee pass position once he just turns back into me a bit. Those are the finishing mechanics you should focus on, and then I think that one's actually safer in the long run to learn to just drop into that tripod, but don't dive unless you're just really sure you got like a goat neck that can handle that kind of pressure. Give it a shot.